Welcome to the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast with me, Jateya Jones. Join us weekly for everything clarity. The truth is, once you have clarity, you'll have the confidence and courage to succeed in life and business. If you're new to the podcast, you should know my goal is to help you gain the clarity needed to transform your visions, goals, or dreams into reality. For my OG listeners, you all know that the podcast was birthed from the evolution of Mocha Monday's Tip of the Week. So when we moved to the podcast, I couldn't just leave you without your mocha. Therefore, at the beginning of each episode, I give you your drop of mocha, and you are to implement it throughout the week to help inch you closer and closer to clarity. This week's drop of mocha is: as multi-passionates, we often feel alone, like no one understands it and they don't get us. So with that being said, I want you to embrace all that is you. So show up online as your authentic self. Post something, let people know your thoughts, your feelings, your theories on things. And then if you're scared to death after you do it, run away and just don't check your social media for a while, but post it and see what happens. Because a lot of times your tribe is not in your area code or zip code. But if you post it on social media in virtual land, it expands the world. And from that point, you can find your tribe. Remember, you must be odd to be number one. Embrace all that's you. Welcome back to another edition of the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast with me, Jateya Jones. So this week, let's get right to it. I want you guys to stop trying to fit in. You don't, and it's okay. It is more than okay. The more you stand out, the more your people can find you. And I say that not in the essence of how you dress or, how you show up in the world, but more so how you show up in your business. For many of us, when we're starting out and we don't know what we don't know, right? It's only fair. You don't know what you don't know, especially if you haven't grown up with examples around you of creating enterprises, not just, businesses, but enterprises. Because for most multi-passionates, you guys, visionaries, you dream big. It's huge. It's massive. It's not just this one mom and pop shop. It's a Starbucks on every single block. Okay. That's how you dream and live in color. And so when it comes to creating your business and developing your business and the tools that you use in your business, what everybody else does may not work for you. And especially when you're starting out and you've borderline wasted a lot of money doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, right? Because they were passions that we were trying to turn into businesses, but they were definitely hobbies, and we were giving more away than we were getting. And now you're kind of strapped for cash and you're like, ugh. And a lot of the tools out there are expensive. They are. So today I just really wanted to dive in really quickly on how to customize the business, how to make one that's just as multifaceted as you work for you. Okay. One, do your research. I know. Do your research, right? You're going to need something to collect people's emails so you can reach out to them. If you don't have anybody to reach out to when you got this product that you've been spending all your time on or this service, you're not making money. Okay. So you need something to collect this data and a way for you to communicate back with them, not your personal Gmail account. I'm not knocking Gmail, but I'm saying you're trying to be a legitimate business and about your business. Bootleg works until it doesn't. And in this day and age, you truly need to show up as a business, and it doesn't take a lot of money to do so. I'll drop the link in the show notes for my Business on a Budget course. You can start a business borderline $3.99, definitely under $200. Now, the catch is the lower the cost, the more you have to do, right? You can piecemeal some things together until you can make the money to actually buy things that do all of those things in one system, right? The catch with that is that you now have to take your data from your piecemealing and put it over here. But for those of you just starting out, that's what I did. I piecemeal. I had MailChimp, and then I had Calendly, and then I went with Wix for my website. And then as I started to make money, I was like, Wix can do it all. They can do it all. So you telling me I don't have to. And then I started to save money because I had grown to the point where I was actually not using the free version of MailChimp anymore. I started using the paid version. It was $10 a month, but that adds up. That's $120 a year, okay? That I could put into something else and or keep in my pocket because I already had a platform that did it. Now, I did have to upgrade my website to like the next level in order to do that. But then it got to the point where I was really saving money and I had a one-stop shop of all the pieces in one. I still use Calendly here and there to schedule things because I like some of the flexibility that it has that Wix doesn't have. But that took one, trial and error, two, researching. I reached out to people that I knew that use things like Honeybook. I asked around for people who use Kajabi and Kartra. And as a student myself, because I invested in myself, yes, I have coaches too. And looking at the systems that they use and from the user end, what I liked and what I didn't like. And did I want my customers to have that experience? So that helped me narrow things down. But I had clients out here talking about, oh, I did my research and the research says this is the latest and the greatest and the hottest thing going. And then they didn't have anybody to ask a question to for help because nobody else they knew were using it. So sometimes the tried and true is where you want to go to. And that's why I was using MailChimp. There are 1,000,005 people that could answer my question. I had a website once upon a time with WordPress. If you don't know how to code, don't give yourself a headache. If you're not interested in coding, if you want something user-friendly, stay away from WordPress, okay? Now, me personally, yes, I'm a big advocate for Wix. It is very user-friendly to me, as long as you don't choose the let them help you option, because then they restrict you from doing a lot of things. Yeah, you may not be a website designer, but choose the other option that they give you so you can have all the flexibility in the world to do what you want to do because they do have templates for you to use. That makes your life so much easier. But listen, I'm a ride or die for Wix, but find what works for you and definitely make sure that there's a couple of people that you know that may have used it in the past. Ask around. If you're in the clarity community, shoot a message. Everybody in there has a business of sorts, purpose-driven, and majority of them are multi-passionate. So they can give you the lowdown and the skinny real quick, fast, and in a hurry of what they liked and what they didn't, how much it cost, if they thought it was worth the value, all of that. So do your research, ask around, and don't just go and try to get with what your coach uses. I couldn't afford what I guess like 3 coaches ago when I did this pivot to clarity from networking specifically. So I couldn't afford what she was using. And then like just not too long ago, she did a post about what she's currently using. And she's like, everybody assumes it costs so much. And I was one of those people, right? Because I have what I love now. And I went and looked and I was like, oh, this is doable. This is doable. It's like $500 a year. That's $100 with 5 people paying you. And if you can get 5 people to buy your product and their service for $100 in 12 months, you've paid for it. I hope you're doing more than that. Or you do the math, do the numbers. Is it 10 at $50 to get it paid for? Now, yeah, we do want to get it paid for, but you want to make a profit too. Okay. Remember, you can't feed if you're not fed. So that's my spiel for today. Like I said, I'll drop in the notes the link to my business on a budget. It's all the things that I love that I piecemeal together in the beginning. I tell you how to use them best to fit you so you can get started. Let's get to the money. I keep hearing Beyonce from Coachella. Everybody mad in my head. But let's get to the money, but let's do it right. Let's start a solid foundation in this enterprise that you're trying to build, that you see in your head, that you feel in your gut, that you know is going to take off. That's it for this week. Let me know if you got any questions. Put them in the comments below. Hit me up, DM me. I'm here to help you. One of my mantras is help me, help you, help us. And I look down because I have my coffee cup right here. And it's kind of full, but let's see if I can show you guys if it's even going to show up. Help me, help you, help us. It's one of my favorite cups. I felt like a YouTuber with my hand, right? And if you haven't visited my shop, take a look there for some daily reminders. We got apparel, mugs, because I need a daily reminder to keep my head in the game and do what I need to do, how I need to do it. So go check out the course, go check out the shop, hit me up, let me know if you have any questions, comment below, DM me, and let's get to this money. Have a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous Monday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast. I hope you'll come back next week and join us for some more. If you haven't already signed up and you're a multi-passionate person that cannot tell others what you do, you just talk in silos about how you do things, the different services, products, and programs that you have, sign up for the 30-Day Clarity Bootcamp. And in those 30 days, I will help you hone in on what you do, not just how you make your money, so you can make money doing you. The link is in the show notes, as well as you can just go to jateyajones.com and you'll see in the menu the 30-Day Clarity Bootcamp. And with that, have a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous Monday, and I'll see you back here, same time, same place next week.